Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with the 1932 Ford Custom Double Down. Now this has 1,805 horsepower, 1,425 pounds-feet of torque from a 9.4 litre supercharged V8 engine, and the car itself weighs 2,658 pounds. 52 pounds even, sorry. And yeah, it has all-wheel drive, which helps it get to 0 to 60 in 2.142 seconds and 0 to 100 in 4.140 seconds. So yeah, this is the third most powerful vehicle we've ever had on this series. Only the Hot Wheels Twin Mill and the Lamborghini Aventador have had more power than this, but this is crucially lighter than both of those, and yeah, was meant to deal with a ludicrous amount of power, especially in the case of the Aventador, which only had about 700. This already had well more than that even in stock form, and yeah, now dealing with more than 1,800 horsepower. Though that said, it's obviously dealing with such a huge amount of power while not being very much in the way of weight, and yeah, it's hardly a fantastic handling vehicle in its stock form either. So yeah, controllability is probably going to be an issue here, which yeah, it would be a shame for it to not be able to get to its full potential, but nonetheless, let's get out there and see what it can do. Well, and then talking about controllability, there we go. So yeah, very oversteery, and yeah, very easy to lose control of, so this is going to be a tricky one. There's 200 already, there's 220, 240, 248 we got there before we hit the wall. No traffic everywhere, which is not helpful when you're dealing with a car that's as twitchy as this. But there's 260, 268, 270. Oh dear. Hit the back of the Audi without realising there. Yeah, control is very scary, to be honest, because very minor movements can do a great deal of, damage. But there's 271. Briefly got 272 I think there, but I want to get a bit more of a concrete 272 mile an hour before I say that's how much we've got. But 271 mile an hour is still mightily impressive, especially from a car, like I said, it is very uncontrollable. It's really on the raggedy edge, which I guess is no surprise when you're dealing with 1,800 horsepower and something that's based off of an old 30s vehicle that, weighs very little. But crucially, it's got the power to continue to accelerate at a good rate when we're getting up to the higher rates of speed, which has been a problem with other cars. Right, let's see if we can categorically get 272 this time. Oh, just came up to the corner then when we were hitting it, and then we didn't get it at all that time round for whatever reason. Oh dear, properly gone off road. Well, at least it's got the all-wheel drive system to help with that. It's certainly not what it's meant for. But yeah, you can see by the acceleration it's just absolutely ludicrous. No way in hell you could ever keep up with the numbers that are going by. Once again, the Achilles heel of a car in this series is the traffic. They're getting in the way, especially the Drivatars more than the normal AI cars, if I'm honest. Because obviously the Drivatars are less predictable. Do apologise for all the rewinds. Whoa! Probably a bit unnecessary for all the rewinds considering we had that corner to deal with and it was never going to deal with it. But I think I'm, in retrospect, going to say 272 because there's no doubt that he can get to it. It was blinking off and on between that and 271 for a few times, so yeah, I'm going to say 272 because no doubt if we had a bit of extra road, a bit of extra straight road, it would be able to hold on to that 272 mile an hour. So yeah, I'm going to call it 272 mile an hour, which is still only 4th place, but it does beat the Hot Wheels Twin Mill, which obviously had more power than this. It matches the Koenigsegg CC8S, is slightly behind the Porsche 911 Carrera S and the Lamborghini Aventador, which also had more power than the Lamborghini Aventador. But it's far slower than the McLaren F1, which had nearly 400 horsepower less than this, which just goes to show that McLaren was a really rather well controlled vehicle, despite dealing with far more power than it had originally, and obviously going far faster than it was ever meant to either. So yeah, that McLaren is the far more impressive vehicle, but this is still insane to drive, and yeah, really rather fun to drive as well because of how quickly it can gain its speed, and how quickly it continues to gain its speed even when it's, you know, going above 230, 240 mile an hour. So yeah, not quite as impressive as the McLaren or the Lamborghini Aventador because obviously it's slower than both, but it still managed to beat a vehicle like the Hot Wheels Twin Mill, which obviously had far more power than this and was probably slightly more controllable. So yeah, mightily quick, and yeah, I'm glad that the Barrett-Jackson car pack, which this car is from, has made its way from Forza Motorsport 7 into Forza Horizon 4 because yeah, it gives us a chance to use them on this series. So I look forward to seeing what other cars from the car pack can do. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.